Hello, friends, it's me, Sheriff Labrador, and today we have a special episode for you.
Hi, everyone. Yes, Sheriff Labrador, I'm already excited.
Together with my loyal partner, Sheriff Dobie, we're going to tell you about the most beautiful and challenging mode in Roblox, Escape the Carnival of Horrors Obby. This mode is simply incredible.
You find yourself in a mysterious and eerie carnival, full of dangers and unexpected twists.
Let's start from the beginning. As soon as you enter the game, you're greeted by a creepy carnival, dimly lit by lanterns. Dangerous traps and evil ghost clowns patrolling the area are scattered everywhere. Your task is to avoid them at all costs.
Exactly. Do you see that red balloon? We need to follow it. In the first stage, you have to be very careful and quick to avoid getting caught by the clowns. I recommend watching your steps closely to avoid traps.
Yes, and that's just the beginning. This clown world is huge, and I think we'll be fighting this clown today. By the way, do you know the name of this clown? Write it in the comments, and whoever guesses correctly will get a heart from us on their comment.
But inside, it's full of dangerous mechanisms. You must be very attentive and keep moving to avoid getting caught in the traps.
We need to get through these rusty pipes. The main thing is not to touch the fire or fall down. We can't forget about the final part, escaping through the horror ride. This is the most challenging part, where you'll have to use all your skills and agility to reach the exit.
Friends, this mode is truly amazing. It's not only difficult, but incredibly beautiful. We are sure you'll love it. Right now, we are in the heart of the Carnival of Horrors, in the Clown's House. Just look at this grim place. We need to parkour through old, smelly pipes with a bottomless pit below us.
Yes, it's really scary. The smelly pipes are not only a test of our agility, but also a real endurance test. The smell is disgusting, but we need to focus and move forward.
Watch your step, Sheriff Labrador. If we slip, we'll fall into that bottomless pit. We must be very careful and watch each step. Let's move slowly and confidently.
Good plan, Sheriff Dobie. Do you see that narrow pipe ahead? We need to jump onto it and then move along the wall. The main thing is not to rush and keep our balance.
Great, I'm ready. Let's go, Labrador. You first. I'll cover you. This is probably one of the most difficult stages in this mode, but we'll manage, right?
Of course, Dobie. We're a team. All right, one jump, then another. Carefully, done. Now it's your turn, Dobie.
Got it. I'm coming. One jump, another. Yes, I did it. Now we need to walk along this narrow pipe. It's slippery, so hold on tight.
Of course, Dobie. We're a team. All right, one jump, then another. Carefully, done. Now it's your turn, Dobie.
Yes, it's a real nightmare. These saws spin so fast that one mistake can cost us our lives. We need to move very carefully and precisely calculate our actions.
Look, Dobie. The saws move in a specific pattern. If you watch closely, you can catch the moment when they stop for a split second. That's when we need to dash through.
I made it too. Can you see me? Wow! Look at this beautiful amusement park. Ferris wheel, roller coasters, and much more.
Now we're escaping from the scariest clown in this carnival. He wants to turn us into his dolls, and we urgently need to find a way to escape. Look ahead. There's a Ferris wheel. It's our chance to get to the top.
The clown is still after us. Let's go, Labrador. We can do this.
Yes, we're at the top. What a view! You can see the whole carnival from here. The clown won't catch us here.
Whew, that was intense. But we did it, Labrador. Now we're safe.
Guys, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give us likes. It's the best gift you can give us. Our animal town has always been a peaceful place. But recently we were shaken by a story connected to the amusement park. The park has always been a popular spot for family outings. However, with the arrival of a new clown, strange incidents began happening. He appeared friendly, but there was always something unusual around him. The townspeople began to complain about odd feelings and missing items. Dobie and I decided to get to the bottom of this.
From the very beginning, we noticed that the clown attracted children, but the parents looked at him with concern. We started the investigation trying to understand what was going on. In the park, we discovered strange traces and heard stories about how the clown was leading children in unknown directions. In the evening, the park closed, but some children didn't return home. Labrador and I decided to stay in the park after closing time to see what was happening.
When it got dark, the park turned into a place of shadows and suspicious sounds. We hid behind carousels and rides, observing what was going on. Soon, we saw the clown leading a group of children. They seemed hypnotized, following him without a single word. We cautiously followed them until they reached an old, abandoned tent that hadn't been used in a long time.
The tent was locked, but somehow the clown managed to open it. We carefully approached, trying not to give ourselves away. When we peeked inside, we saw a stage with bright lights. The clown started his performance, but it wasn't an ordinary show. He used strange tricks and magical illusions that seemed to mesmerize the children. We realized that the clown was using some dark magic to control them.
We decided to act quickly. I distracted the clown, pretending I wanted to see the show up close, while Dobie took the children out of the tent. The clown, noticing our presence, became angry. His face twisted into a malicious grimace, and he tried to stop us. But we were already prepared and knew what to do. We used flashlights to blind him and escorted the children to the park's exit.
We led the children to a safe place and called for backup. The clown tried to escape, but he didn't get far. When our colleagues arrived, we arrested him and started the investigation. It turned out that this clown was a former magician who had lost his job and decided to use his skills for sinister purposes. Thanks to our efforts, the park became a safe place for family outings again. Labrador and I returned to the station, knowing that we had done an important job. We told the townspeople this story so they would know that even in the safest place, dangers can be hiding. But together, we can overcome any difficulties and protect our town.
Recently, a new clown appeared in our town. He was so funny that he immediately became popular. Everywhere he went, people laughed until they cried. He performed street shows, visited people's homes, and entertained both children and adults. Everything seemed fine, but something wasn't right. Dobie and I started noticing that after the clown's visits, people's belongings went missing. At first, it was small things, but each day the number of disappearances grew. We decided to take control of the situation and figure out what was happening.
We began to keep an eye on this clown, but he was so sneaky that none of our observers could catch him in the act. He would go into homes, show his tricks, and everyone seemed to forget what had happened. But as soon as the clown left, valuable items were always missing, from watches to jewelry. Sheriff Labrador suggested we find out what was going on, and soon we were in the middle of an investigation. We decided to set up a trap.
One night, Dobie and I decided to keep an eye on the clown in person. We put on masks and went into one of the houses where the clown frequently showed up. When he arrived, we began to watch his actions closely. At first, everything went as usual. He entertained everyone with his jokes and tricks. But suddenly, during one of his tricks, we noticed his hand quickly slip behind his back and disappear into the host's pocket.
That was the moment of truth. Labrador and I realized that this wasn't just a coincidence. We started watching his hands, and soon we discovered that he was really stealing things while everyone was laughing or distracted by his show. He skillfully used his tricks to secretly take small valuables. We decided to catch him red-handed.
When the clown left, we immediately went to the house to check what had gone missing. And, as strange as it seemed, valuable items had indeed disappeared. We gathered our strength and decided to act. The next day, we met with the clown again, but this time, he didn't know we were preparing to expose him. When he started his new trick, we quietly surrounded him.
The clown tried to avoid us, but we already knew everything. He realized his trick had been uncovered and tried to escape. But Labrador was faster. We caught him, and it turned out that this clown was a master of pickpocketing, using his popularity to steal from trusting townspeople. After we arrested him, it was revealed that he was a thief, hiding behind the mask of a cheerful clown. But now, thanks to us, he would no longer be able to cause trouble in our town.
That's how we exposed this funny clown. He thought he could trick us, but it didn't work out that way. This time, the jokes were over, and now all the town's residents know that we don't joke with anyone who tries to deceive them. Dobie and I are back to patrolling, knowing that even the most amusing incidents can hide dangerous secrets.
When we returned to the station, we told the townspeople how important it is to stay vigilant, even when it seems like everything around is 100% safe. The clown thought his tricks would go on forever, but it turned out differently. Labrador and I are proud that we acted in time, and now the townspeople can laugh again without fear.
Officer Dobie and I are on the roller coaster, and right before us stands a massive carnival city. We're not just here for fun. We're keeping everything under control. But right in front of us, there's that terrifying clown.
Well, friends, the time has come to say goodbye. We hope you enjoyed riding with us on these roller coasters, following our adventures, and of course, staying alert. Until next time, and may your carnivals always be filled with joy, not threats.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for being with us. Don't forget to keep an eye on your surroundings, because even in the brightest places, mysteries can be hiding. Hello, dear friends. It's me, Sheriff Labrador and Sheriff Dobie. Our parents sent us to Nanny Betty again, but they don't know that she's completely lost her mind. Betty, open the door. Oh no! We found ourselves in a creepy place once again, in the game Escape from Betty's Scary Nursery, Part 2, in Roblox. It seems like Betty has no intention of letting us go easily. Today, we have to find and fix 3 electrical levers to start the generator and escape this grim place. Hit the like button if you're ready for this challenge, and comment who you think Betty will catch first, me or Dobie.
Hi, friends! Today we'll have to work hard to get out of this abandoned kindergarten. According to the story, Betty locked everyone in because she thinks we stole her favorite toy, but in reality, she hid it herself and forgot. Now, she believes everyone is lying and trying to deceive her, so she set traps everywhere and stays close by, always trying to prevent us from escaping. We need to fix 3 levers to activate the main exit. The problem is that the wires are broken all over, and there are puddles of water throughout the kindergarten that conduct electricity.
Oh, these levers could be anywhere, in locked rooms, under broken stairs, or even in old vents. To fix them, we need to find wires and connect them, but it's not as easy as it sounds. Betty constantly roams the corridors, whispers her creepy songs, and tries to scare us. As soon as we start fixing the wires, she shows up, trying to disrupt our work and send us back to the cell.
And the most interesting part is that these levers can change places every time we reload the game. So we always need to be on guard and explore every corner of the kindergarten. Betty thought of everything. The traps are hidden behind old toys and shelves, and some doors only open after you fix the electricity. It's really scary here, especially when the lights turn on in dark rooms and you see the giant eyes of a doll watching you.
This kindergarten used to be an ordinary place, but after Betty took over, everything changed. She found old blueprints and wires and started fixing them in her own way. But instead of bringing back light and comfort, she created a true maze of fears. They say she got these blueprints from a strange man in an old suit who promised to return her favorite toy if she helped him with his dark plans.
On top of everything, there are traces of her past failed repair attempts. Broken robots, sparking wires, and toys that react to any movement. If you accidentally bump into something, you can trigger an alarm, and then Betty will definitely know where we are. And if she catches us, she'll send us right back to our cell, and we'll have to start all over again.
But guys, it's not all bad. There are useful things in the kindergarten too, like door codes, hints from former pupils that can appear on the walls as drawings or notes. And if you manage to do everything right, you can even open Betty's secret room and find what she guards so fiercely. Maybe that will help us finally escape.
Guys, keep your fingers crossed for us. Let's hope we can handle this madness and finally get out of Betty's kindergarten. Don't forget to hit the like button and comment what you think about this mode and which traps you find the hardest. We're off to find the levers and fix everything as quickly as possible. We're sure that with your support, we'll get through all of Betty's traps and prove that no scary kindergarten can frighten us. Onward to freedom.
Dobie, do you remember that strange call we got 2 weeks ago? Who would have thought that someone would call us to an abandoned kindergarten that had been empty and semi-ruined for years? When we drove up there, we immediately got an uneasy feeling. Everything seemed too quiet, and it felt like someone was watching us from the dark windows. And you know, the strangest thing was that there was a chain on the gate, but the wicket was slightly open, as if they were expecting us.
Yeah, Labrador. I remember it like it was yesterday. As soon as we got closer, I felt that eerie chill down my spine. Not a soul around, just the wind rustling old toys on the playground. And inside, in the building, everything looked like it was frozen in time. Half-rotten toys, children's drawings on the walls, and that dusty silence that always fills places long forgotten. But even stranger was the sound coming from inside. Quiet, barely audible, like children's voices. We decided to go inside and check out what was happening, despite all the warnings. Who do you think left that call?
I've been wondering about that ever since, Dobie. Whoever that anonymous caller was, they clearly knew this place would pique our interest. We walked down the corridor, and with every step, the feeling that something was wrong only grew stronger. The walls were covered in strange marks that didn't look like children's drawings. And when we reached the main hall, we saw that old piano in the corner and a strange doll sitting right on top of it. It looked too new, like someone had just placed it there. We started inspecting the room, and I found that old journal with the caretaker's notes. But the creepiest part was when you picked up the doll. It started playing a melody, and the doors slammed shut behind us.
Labrador, I'll remember that moment for a long time. As soon as the doll started playing the melody, chills ran down my fur. We tried to open the doors, but they seemed stuck to the frames. And from the corners, we started hearing those same children's whispers. We were trapped in that hall, and the sounds grew louder, turning into a real chorus. Then I noticed shadows starting to appear on the walls, like children standing around the perimeter of the room. I thought we'd fallen into some kind of trap, maybe spirits or something like that. But when we found that strange chest under the piano, I realized it might hold the key to everything happening.
Yeah, that chest looked completely out of place there. It was locked and had the same strange symbols as on the walls. It was as if it was all part of some old ritual or game that we were drawn into against our will. We tried to open it for a long time, but couldn't. Then I remembered an old legend told by local elders about something terrible happening in this kindergarten long ago. They spoke of a strange ceremony conducted here, and ever since, the place was cursed. Maybe that chest was what linked the kindergarten to those events.
And you immediately said it was the key to the mystery. We started looking for clues that could help us open the chest. And Labrador, remember how you found that old map under the floorboards? That was a true masterpiece of detective work. We realized that the map marked certain places in the kindergarten that would help us solve the mystery. We went through all those points, and each one revealed another piece of the puzzle. It was like a treasure hunt, but with a supernatural twist. In the end, we found the key, a small copper key hidden behind a painting in one of the corridors.
Opening the chest was an adventure in itself. But as soon as we opened it, everything in the kindergarten started to change. Those shadows on the walls began to fade. The doors swung open and the whispers stopped. Inside the chest was an old book with notes, possibly the diary of one of the caretakers. It described strange events that took place in the kindergarten long before it was closed. It turned out the caretakers were indeed performing some rituals, trying to protect the children from an unknown threat. But something went wrong. It seems like we lifted the curse, freeing the place from dark energy.
Yeah, it felt like we freed the kindergarten from something sinister that had been clinging to it all these years. After we closed the chest and put it back, everything began to return to normal. But you know, Labrador, I can't shake the feeling that someone deliberately left those clues for us and called us there so we could finish what had been started long ago. Maybe it was the spirit of one of the caretakers or one of the children who just wanted peace. But one thing I know for sure, we did the right thing, and now this place can truly be called free.
We finally found all the light generators and turned on the electricity in this creepy kindergarten of Betty. Now, we just need to connect the last 2 electric barrels to power the main doors and finally escape. But as soon as we started running away, Betty got electrocuted, and now she's become super strong Nanny Betty. She's chasing us down the corridors, and we have to navigate through a ton of obstacles to get out of here. Like the video if you're rooting for us, and leave your tips in the comments. We can't do it without you.
What a twist! We thought it was almost over, but Betty found another way to make things harder for us. After she got shocked, she became even stronger and faster. Now she's unstoppable, breaking down walls and jumping over obstacles like a superhero, but a very angry and scary one. And we've got no time to rest. We're racing through the corridors, jumping over scattered toys, and crawling under broken ladders, and Betty is getting closer and closer.
Exactly. As soon as the electricity came on, it seemed like everything was almost settled. But Betty doesn't give up that easily. She's catching up, throwing toys at us that she's using as weapons. And it seems like she's getting stronger with each encounter. These corridors are insane. Trap doors open underfoot, floors rise and fall, and creepy dolls pop out of the walls trying to slow us down.
And here, guys, the main thing is, don't stop. Run, Labrador, run, run, run. Run, Labrador.
Oh no! Betty caught us. It's very sad, friends. Now we'll have to live in her kindergarten, but we'll definitely escape from here. According to the legend, Betty was an ordinary nanny until she found this strange amulet. At first, it gave her powers, but over time, it started changing her. Now, after being electrocuted, she's completely out of control. It seems the amulet absorbed the electricity, making her even stronger and more dangerous. See you again. What? Where are we, Dobie?
I don't know, but it looks a lot like a children's room, with toys everywhere.
Wait a minute, it can't be. This looks like
The
Evil Doll's room. Hello, everyone! Today, Dobie and I are going to escape from the Evil Doll's house. What will we encounter?
And what awaits us will be a multitude of amazing and mysterious challenges. Our goal is not only to escape, but also to defeat the evil doll herself.
Just look at this room. It even has a special atmosphere that makes you start to feel like a child again.
I completely agree with you, Labrador. Today we will also plunge into childhood and explore the house of this doll.
So, it looks like we need to go through this small passage. The arrows lead to the house. Hopefully, the battle with the doll won't start too soon.
We picked up some candy. I wouldn't try it. She might have poisoned it. We need to find 10 of these candies.
It seems like we need to jump here. Let's postpone it for a bit and explore this house. Maybe we'll find something useful here.
Great. It wasn't in vain that we looked around. We found another candy.
Hooray! Checkpoint so we can die.
How much she loves herself, hanging her own portraits. I think you took your phrase too seriously. There was no need to die for a check.
I accidentally thought it was okay to walk there.
Ahead is another hole. Where are we descending to? It's like we're not far from hell.
Doesn't look like hell. It's a mountain of dishes here.
Listen, for me, a mountain of dishes is hell. I hate washing them.
And I'm the opposite. I enjoy it. I turn on my favorite playlist and sing along. It really lifts my spirits.
It's very strange. It seems like this place hasn't been cleaned in years. Maybe instead of washing dishes, she just buys new ones?
Yeah, that seems to be the case. I can't think of any other explanation for this mess.
It feels like we still have forever to go. I don't see the end in the distance. These arrows do have a mesmerizing effect, almost as if they're intentionally arranged to create an illusion or induce hallucinations.
Did you notice that in this room the floor is lava? But I see roses in this lava. It seems like these are hallucinations.
I see them too. Great, we've reached another checkpoint.
It seems like there's finally an end. Phew, I hope the next location won't involve parkour. I'm a bit tired already.
Some creepy toys, perhaps a demon has possessed them, or the souls of children are trapped inside them. Brr! Scary. By the way, did you know that in Poppy Playtime, the toys aren't actually bloody, but it's a mixture of red Poppy? I recently studied the storyline of this game. It's very interesting.
No, I didn't know. I'll definitely check it out in my free time, but just look at how we were fooled. It turns out we didn't see the real end, but now we can see the house in the distance. It seems like we should head there.
Let's hurry up then. I can even see a Ferris wheel. It's a very interesting location. I'd like the amusement park to be close to our police station.
Hey, Dobie, have you ever thought about candies?
Of course, Lab. Who doesn't love sweets?
True that. But do you have a favorite candy?
Well, I think my choice is chocolate candies with nuts. What about you?
I prefer caramel candies. They're like a sweet sound in the middle of the workday.
Agreed. Sometimes caramel can be a real lifesaver. But you know what's even better than candies?
I don't think anything can be better than candies. Well, maybe even more candies.
Yeah, exactly. I'm on the same page with you. Candies are just incredibly delicious.
You just look at her. Why is she sitting there staring at us and didn't even say hello?
It seems to me she pretended to be an inanimate doll, but was actually watching us.
Then it's even scarier. Maybe we need to walk around here and find a way to open the gates.
Here it is, the button. Looks like we need to press 3 of these.
It says you can hide here. Looks like we're about to face some dangerous challenge.
Let's go.
And here she is, descending on her long braids. How does she see anything with those eyes?
Oops, let's hide quickly. I want to watch her from a safe place.
Let's climb higher. Maybe she won't notice us that way.
Did you see that? Her braids just flickered past the room. I'd hold my breath.
We mustn't forget our current task, namely to press 2 more buttons.
It's good that we took a look around. It's never unnecessary. Actually, I see quite a few rooms here where we can hide, so this challenge will be very easy for us, especially considering that we have experience as sheriffs.
I constantly hear her whispering. It's very unsettling.
Oh no, she's behind us. We need to hurry and press this button and hide. Let's lighten the mood and ease the tension by telling the folks a couple of interesting stories.
Okay, let me get started. It was a regular morning in our quiet town. Sheriff Dobie and I decided to relax a bit and headed to our favorite corner cafe to enjoy some delicious donuts and good conversation. Just as we were starting to savor the aroma of fresh donuts, our tranquility was suddenly disrupted. We received a call from the evil ice cream vendor who allegedly hypnotized children with his ice cream and demanded ransom. Without hesitation, we abandoned the donuts and rushed to the scene. The situation was serious, and we needed to act quickly. Upon arrival at the ice cream stand, we found a group of children with blank, trance-like stares, as if they were indeed under hypnosis. We realized that the ice cream contained some strange component that affected the children's minds. Without wasting any time, we devised a plan. I distracted the ice cream vendor by asking him questions about his ice cream, while Dobie searched for and destroyed the source of the hypnotic influence. Thanks to our coordinated efforts, we were able to expose the villain and free all the children from his control. We apprehended the ice cream vendor and handed him over to the police.
Great story, Labrador. In the meantime, we've passed the first mini-challenge and are tackling the parkour again. Let me continue our tales. Waking up to the unexpected sounds of fireworks, I immediately sensed that something was amiss. After all, it was still early in the morning, and such loud noises didn't fit the usual order of things in our town. Getting out of bed, I realized that I needed to check what was going on. Stepping outside, my nose caught something strange. The smell of smoke and fire. Sheriff Labrador, my faithful partner, was already waiting for me outside my house, and his expression said it all. Something serious had happened. Following our instincts, we decided to investigate the area where we heard the fireworks. Soon enough, we found the source of the smoke. A warehouse storing goods for our town was on fire. We quickly approached the scene and began unraveling the puzzle. The traces left at the crime scene told us that it was the work of malicious criminals, unwilling to bring anything good to our town. Gathering all possible evidence, we concluded that our task was to find the culprits and prevent further attacks on our community. Thanks to our efforts and meticulous investigation, we were able to track down the criminals and arrest them before they could do any more harm.
Dobie, you remembered another captivating story as well, but I can already feel that we're close to our goal. The final battle with the boss, the evil doll, is just around the corner. But before that, I want to share one more of my stories. After a long and well-deserved break, when Dobie and I finally returned to work, I felt full of enthusiasm and ready for action. However, to our surprise, the first few hours on duty were completely calm. Not a single call came in, and I began to find it suspicious. Suspicions grew when I noticed that our antenna wasn't transmitting signals. Apparently, something had happened to the wires. We started checking and found that the wires had been chewed through. The culprit turned out to be an evil raccoon, who clearly didn't want us to receive calls and be able to help people. Realizing immediately that our communication was disrupted, I pressed the SOS button to alert the other sheriffs about the problem. We couldn't afford to leave our town unprotected due to unexpected technical issues. Soon after that, the calls started pouring in one after another. It was obvious that people needed our help, and there was no time to waste. Dobie and I immediately headed to the scenes to assist those in need.
Oh my God, while you were telling us your story, we've already started battling the evil doll. Let's give her a fight.
Did you see how that giant candy nearly hit us on the head? We need to not only aim at it, but also dodge its attacks.
She seems to really love sweets. How is she not stuck in another place? Oh, she's a doll.
Shoot more accurately, our shots are missing.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
By the way, Dobie, have you ever thought about the harm of sweets?
Of course, Lab. Sweets can be delicious, but they can also be harmful, especially if consumed in excess.
Exactly. I've noticed that lately our residents have been consuming too many sweets. This can lead to health problems, especially for children.
Yes, and not just for children. We need to inform our citizens about the importance of balanced nutrition and limiting the consumption of sweets.
Agreed. Let's organize a campaign to educate people about the dangers of excessive sugar consumption. Together, we can make our city healthier and stronger.
Yes, we did it. Well done, Sheriff Labrador.
Hold on. Maybe we haven't won yet. I'm not quite sure what she's doing right now.
It seems like I understand what's about to happen, and I'm glad about it.
Oh my, what a ridiculous death. It must be quite embarrassing, especially considering she almost had us for dinner.
Absolutely! It's time to celebrate our victory for real now!
Sometimes even the cringiest dances feel like a victory lap, don't they?
I agree with you, but it's still good that other players don't see it.
It seems like we've reached the end of this place, which means it's time to wrap things up. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching us escape from this house today, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel. And of course, don't forget to suggest other Roblox places for us to play. We're not saying goodbye. See you later.